I don't know if it's just me, but I can't hear anything.
Yeah, sorry. So can you guys see my screen?
Okay. Yes, I can see your screen.
Okay. Okay. So can you guys still see my Android Studio right here? Hello.
Yes, it's
Okay.
awesome.
Okay. All right. Okay. So we stopped at where we're trying to write to call our service that we created here inside our view model. Our view model that we have right here. So we've created our view model. So I think this is where we stopped, connecting our service to the view model. So I'll be writing that, then we'll create a very simple UI after that. Okay. So now we want to try. We've already like initialized the way our service will be used in the view model right here. So I'll just come here, call it, then start here. So I have my method here called init. Okay, let me try set. So I have my method here called init. So this way I'll try making the first call of this API that we have here. So get details to have this here. Latitude. Okay, so it's going to be an await function. Okay, so then I have my then. So I do this. Okay, so right now I've called me getting my weather details from the weather service right inside my view model. So the next thing we want to try doing is how we want to display the data we are getting from our API right inside our UI. Okay, so I'm sure we pretty understand stateless widgets, stateful widgets in some of our previous classes. So I won't be talking much on that. So I'll just dive right into writing the UI so that we can be faster on that. Okay. So I'll convert this to a stateful widget. Okay. So now I want to call so our view model is more like a provider state management view model. So I'll be using provider to interact with it. So right here I'll call my consumer. Let me just use this right. Consumer. Then the name of my view model. put that like this. Model, now my child. Okay, so now we have already connected my view model to my UI. So so if I want to make my UI try to talk to to this to this method that we already called here, so I do that by doing that in the init states of this UI. So I'll try to call that. So override. So I have it here. Okay. So it's very important to always set up an initialized state for your view model. So inside there is where you make all your first calls, all your first setup, everything inside the view model, so that any data you want to call when the UI is done loading, you'll be able to get the data easily also. So now that since my init method here, it's a feature method, so I'll be calling that using a micro task. Okay, so how micro task works is that when your screen is loading, when this UI is loading, the API calls will happen like before the UI gets to load, so that you don't have anything breaking in your application. So I'll do that by doing this micro task. Then I use my context. Okay, let's read. I call my view model. There are other ways you can try doing this, but it's just best practices so that your code is also readable. So I have my init here. Okay, so let's try running this and let's see. Okay, so before I forget, since our provider is already set up in the app and we have our view model, which will be managed by provider, we need to, how will I call it, set it up just as we've set up for our service locator. So I have my code here. So I'll be putting this provider. Okay, so this file is where I put all my provider. So my app can have up to like maybe 20 providers or 20 view models rather. So it's best everything should be set up properly, so you can put everything inside one file. Please let me know if you guys can still hear me. Okay, and if you have any questions or issues, just let me know. So comments in this. Okay, so we've already set up our provider inside our application now. Everything is fine. Yes. Okay, so let me try creating a text and let's see if okay. So let's try adding like an indicator to know that our view model is loading. So let's see. Okay. So let's try and build on this. Okay. I think we have some errors. Okay, so it's clearly that we have issues with our model UV. Okay. So let me try fixing that. Okay, what error is this? Okay. Okay. So it seems we are having some type issues with our API. Okay. So can you guys still see my screen? Okay. Alright. Let's see. I need to open Okay. I think we just make all this integer. Oh, good. Okay. So sorry about this, about the type issues. Okay, I think we'll see. Shows loading. Okay, let me just try adding more flesh to our UI. So okay, so I think what I'll be doing right now is I'll be removing data that we don't need here that might be causing us issue. So I'll be removing that so don't spend too much time on this. Okay. Um, so I'll be removing just Okay. So sorry about this, guys. So sorry. But we'll be done soon, and everything is going to be alright. So let me just put this right away. Okay. Okay, I think so now we have this error. I need to fix it. Okay. So saying our view model is none. Where is that? So let's try to print. Okay, I clearly don't understand what is happening right now. I'm trying going to our service and print. Okay. I think clearly our API didn't make any calls. So why is that happening right now? Okay, it's happening here. So what's it? Okay. So sorry. Okay, I think I'm just to bring on this stuff. So if you are not sure of the data type that the backend will be sending to you, it's best you turn your types to dynamic, so all these issues won't be happening just as we are facing right now. Okay, so let's try fixing this error here. I'm missing this out. So we are having null here because of the error we are facing with our value being well passed. So it's making us having null errors here. So okay, we have more people joining now. Okay, so I tried to check here if my model is holding any wrong data, so I don't just pass it to the UI. So I'll do that here. Okay, so we have it. Okay, we have our data showing. Let me just try increasing. Increase that. Yes. Okay, so now we've called our API and displaying this, but we need to clear up any error that's been showing, that's been displaying. So we have this right here, and it's causing lots of issues. Okay, so it's with our data here. So let's just see. Okay. Okay, so I think everything is smooth now. So sorry guys about the whole data type issue and what we had to do to make sure the app is running smoothly and fine. So now I'll just recap, I'll just explain all what I've been trying to do for us to get to this point right now. If you guys have any questions or you can't see my screen clearly, let me know that right now before I jump into the explanation. Okay, if you guys can hear me, you can just raise your hands or drop it in the comment section. Okay, 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 okay. Okay, so for I think over is it 30 minutes now, we're trying to make sure we call our API smoothly from the view model and it's being displayed to our UI. So a lot of things can break your app if you don't properly manage them, and that was what we encountered when we are trying to call our API. So initially, the data type that our JSON to that provided for us was kind of different from what the API was sending to us. So it caused a lot of errors, breaks, all the stuff. So whenever you're in that situation, you can talk to your backend developer so that you guys can resolve the issue. Or if you don't have much time on your hand, just like what happened, you can just set everything to being dynamic. Okay, so dynamic is more like is a generic type. Okay, so it can try to take in any type that you set it to be, so you won't have a lot of things breaking inside your app. So the first thing that we had to do was when we've already when we've already called our service inside our view model here, then we use the micro task. Okay, the micro task will always run before you have we always make your API we always make your calls from the view model, which involves API activities. We always make it run first before you start displaying any data to the screen, so that you can be able to know the data that might be that you actually want to display. Okay, so sorry, this UI might look messy right now, but this is the approach to you calling um to you using APIs inside your Flutter application. We can try smoothing this UI, but um, maybe we'll do that. I'll just try cleaning up the codes and before I push, so that this guy can have a better understanding of the old codes. So there are different ways you can do this with. There are different ways you can set up for this micro tasks with different state management. Okay, when you are using your provider as a state management, this is the best approach for you to set up for your first API calls. Then you use your consumer. So your consumer is what talks to your view model, to this entire view model. So it handles for every changes, okay, inside the view model before you now start to display it to your UI. So if we want to change, we can decide to change um any 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 variable here, and it will reflect inside our UI. So I want to try displaying the current location for this temperature. So let me just try and update my UI on that. So let me turn this to a container. I mean a column. So I'll add current location. So I think we have that in our data model. If I'm correct. Time zone. I think it was a time zone data. Okay, so it's a time zone data. So okay, so let me try loading my screen. Okay, so there was a so I think we are done with this class right now. Okay, so we've already done connecting our view model to the UI, and I think we spent most of our time easily detecting bugs inside our APIs. So for you to easily know where there might be error again inside your services, so there's a, how I call it, an on error function that is provided for every future call. Every future call has that error call, so you can use this and then you try to print the stack trace. Okay, so you can use this also to track any error that you might encounter. So also, but before you can actually get to see a particular error, you have to like maybe somehow throw it, even though that won't throw it to you. So the best way to do that is to wrap your service call with a try and catch block. So let's just try doing that right now. Try. Okay, so I can try throwing. So I can try throwing the error. But I think we've already fixed most of the errors that we're facing, and those errors were particularly from our JSON being passed to our model. So I think that explains the process of you using calling APIs with Flutter. So I'll be closing up on our class right now. So the codes will be available in the existing code base. This UI might be changed or maybe set as a task for you guys to rebuild on. So but with this we are done with our class. So if you guys have any questions, let me know, and let's discuss before we actually end the class. So do we have any questions? Also, did we fully understood what was being presented in class? Okay, in the absence of no question, I'll be ending our class now. Thank you guys for joining, and I will see you guys in the next class. Okay, guys. All right, Samson. All right. No, the code will be uploaded later tonight. So yeah. Any more questions? Any more questions? Okay. All right. All right, guys.